So, you must be the disheveled lady of the house. Your name is Margaret, correct? It's a pleasure to meet you. I understand this is unexpected, but I have a favor to ask. Would you consider ending your marriage with David? It's clear that you and he are not a good match for each other. I believe it's best for both of you if you let him go so he can seek happiness with me.
Excuse me, but who am I speaking to? I have no idea who you are.
My name is Clara, and I'm currently in a romantic relationship with your husband, David.
Excuse me? With whom?
Yes, well, I'm well aware of your treatment of David. He's been very unhappy. He shared how you've never visited him while he's away on assignment. According to him, you haven't even gone to keep him company once since he's been away. However, not to worry. I've been taking care of him in your absence, providing the love he's been missing in your loveless marriage, and more. Please, consider setting him free so we can be together. It's the right thing to do. As I mentioned, you two are simply not compatible.
Hold on a moment, Mississippi. Clara, was it? I don't know where you got the idea that I never tried to visit him. That's far from the truth. In fact, I've been wanting to go see him in Austin. But he advised against it for my safety. He told me it's not safe because of a severe flu outbreak in Austin. He specifically asked me not to visit him.
Oh, really? That's a convenient excuse. Personally, if I loved my husband as much as you claim to, I wouldn't let that stop me from visiting him.
Now I understand what's going on. How could I have been so blind? David has been adamant about me not visiting him in Austin. And now I see why. He didn't want me to find out about his new, younger girlfriend. It all makes sense now.
I don't know about all that. It's all a matter of perspective. Compared to someone more mature like you, some might consider me young.
Really? It seems like you know a lot about me, Clara.
David has expressed a desire to marry me. However, he's afraid to end things with you, because he thinks you're unpredictable. So, he asked me to do it for him, and that's why I'm here. I love him.
I see. So, that's the situation? It's starting to make sense now. The cheating husband is too afraid to confront his own actions. So his new partner contacts me and initiates this conversation.
I can understand why you'd see it that way. But there's no need for things to get ugly. How does a $50,000 divorce settlement sound? Would that satisfy you? That's certainly more than you're worth, I believe. It should be a fair offer.
You don't hold back, do you? So, you and Dawn are willing to pay me that much to end our marriage?
Yes, absolutely. We're both on board with it. If it's what it takes for David to be mine and for us to be happy together, it's worth the investment.
Impressive. You must either have significant financial resources or truly care for him. Or maybe both. $50,000 is quite a sum. Is it your entire savings?
What's a savings account? Saving money is something I've never really had to worry about, ma'am. I'm fortunate in that regard. When I need money, I simply ask my father. He loves me dearly. My dad always provides for me. $50,000 is not a significant amount for him.
I understand now. You come from a wealthy family, I presume?
Yes, that's correct, and I'm proud of it. Listen, you won't win this battle. So it's in everyone's best interest for you to agree to a divorce. Save us all some time.
David. What on earth have you been up to over there? I just heard that you've really been enjoying yourself. While you've been away supposedly working.
Huh? What do you mean? What's this all about, all of a sudden?
Does that name ring a bell? Don't even try to deny it.
What the? How did you find out about her? Who have you been talking to? I haven't said a word about her to anyone. There's no way you heard about her from anyone, but...
Yes. You were going to say anyone but her, and that's right. She contacted me herself. Wasn't that nice of her? She tells me that you and she have been together for a while now. How nice for you both.
She told you what? That's not true. Listen to me, March. It's not true. All it was with her was fun and games. It was nothing serious. Not at all. I only love you. So please, baby. Please don't say anything to your dad about all this, okay? Please.
Oh, don't worry about that. I have no intention of talking to my parents about any of this ridiculous stuff. It's so beneath both them and me.
Really? That's great. Thanks.
However, I do want a divorce. Immediately. I absolutely loathe cheaters like you, Dawn, and I won't stand for it. Your girlfriend Clara told me that you've been whispering sweet nothings in her ear and telling her that you want to divorce me and marry her. So, I am going to grant you your wish. You're welcome.
Wait, Marsh. It's not like that. I swear it's not. Please. Please don't leave me. I only love you. I swear she means nothing to me. It was just fun and games. That's all and nothing more.
Why so desperate all of a sudden, Dawn? It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Clara tells me that her daddy owns a great big company. And he gives her whatever she wants. She says daddy will pay me $50,000 in a heartbeat if I'll give you to her. Isn't that nice? I think I'll take her up on it, too. You really found yourself a high-quality homewrecker, there. Well played.
Wait. What did you say? About her dad? Clara's dad owns a company? Really?
Oh, come on. Are you saying you knew nothing about that? You're lying. Aren't you two an item, as in dating? Because that's what she told me. How do you not know that about her family?
Well, yeah, we've been dating, but she never told me anything about her dad being wealthy or anything. Now that you mention it, though, I did think that she seemed to have a bit more money and resources than other girls her age. I mean, she really goes overboard with the expensive gifts and stuff like that. She's been giving me Gucci neckties every month on our anniversary. Those are not cheap, for sure. And she even gave me an Armani suit. I can't even guess how much that thing costs. Thousands, I bet.
Yeah, she clearly has a lot of cash to spend. That's exactly the kind of stuff you hear about kids with that much money. They just spend it like it's nothing. That's because it is nothing to them.
Wow, that actually makes sense, now that I'm hearing this from you. I had no idea she came from such a rich family. What a happy discovery. So, This means that you and I can get divorced without any problems for me. Then it's settled. You and I are through. I don't really have any more use for you, and you're past your expiration date anyway.
Excuse me? Did you actually just say that to me?
Look, there's just no contest between you and her, Marge. I mean, come on. She's young, cute, and rich. You're just going to have to get over this and move on. So get those divorce papers signed and sent, Grandma. This is the end for us.
Seriously? You're just going to turn on me, just like that? What kind of a scumbag are you, anyway? Never mind. Now I know exactly what kind of scumbag you are. You're the kind of scumbag that I need to get out of my life ASAP. Fine. Get your butt in gear and send me those papers. I'll sign them and return them to you as soon as is humanly possible. I want to wash my hands of you forever.
Got it. You'll have them very soon.
And by the way, don't forget to include the written statement when you send them.
Statement? What statement would that be?
If we want the divorce to go smoothly, you should include a written statement which says that your cheating is the reason for the divorce and that, due to that fact, you are agreeing to pay me that settlement fee. And don't forget to have Clara sign it, too.
I see. It's all in the interest of a smooth divorce? Okay. I'll get that done and send it to you ASAP.
Come on, sign those divorce papers and send them in. David's side is all set, the divorce papers, the written statement, everything. It's been a week.
Relax. Unlike you, I have a job and can't just go to the lawyer's office whenever I want. But I happen to have some free time this afternoon. So I'm on my way to do it now.
Really? Great. After that, all we need to do is file those papers. David and I will be married soon. I can see it.
MMMHMM. On that note, I need to confirm one important thing with you. You do plan to pay me the $50,000 settlement, right?
Of course. It's a given. I told you, my dad owns his own company. And always takes care of things for me. You should know I'm not an ordinary housewife like you. I have money. So, don't worry, the payment is arranged.
Oh, okay. Phew. That's a relief. You really keep your word.
Yes, well. I told you, my dad owns his company. That's why I always get what I want. And that's why David loves me so much. You just can't compete with me, Margaret. I'm young and wealthy, unbeatable. But I do feel sorry for you, really.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, Don chose you, so that's it. But it's strange, you know? At first, he kept saying you two were nothing serious, just having fun. Then, when he found out you're rich, he wanted a divorce to marry you. So, why were you hiding that from him? It doesn't make sense. I mean, he knew nothing about your family and their money. Nothing at all.
Oh, that? Well. Basically, I was waiting for the right time to talk about it with him. If I mention it too soon, it attracts gold diggers, you know what I mean. So I've learned not to say anything until I've known someone for a while. It's a burden in that way, to be honest. But a person like you wouldn't understand such burdens.
Actually, I know a lot about them. High positions and titles can be burdensome, no doubt.
Oh, come on. You wouldn't understand, dear. It's foreign to you. An older lady with limited means like yourself couldn't understand my burdens. So, let's not waste any more time. Sign and deliver those papers. There's a cool $50,000 waiting for you, quite a sum for someone like you, I know.
Yeah. So, you clearly don't know who I am, do you?
Huh?
I say that because I can tell by how you're talking to me that he hasn't told you anything about me.
What about you? Something beyond being an aging housewife? An old lady who just had her husband taken from her.
Actually, I'm more than that, dear. I'm also the daughter of a wealthy businessman. So yeah, I may be old to you. But I come from a wealthy family, just like you.
Ha! No, I doubt it. You're not like me. Not at all. I bet your dad's company is nothing special. Probably some small, local business run by your parents with only them working there.
Actually, Dad's company has about 100,000 employees nationwide.
Huh?
But, you know, Toyota has around 300,000 employees. So compared to them, Dad's company is on the smaller side.
What? Hold on. 100,000 employees? That doesn't sound right. So, your dad's company is really that huge?
Well, you could say that. A company with that many employees is quite sizable. So, tell me about your dad's business. I'm all ears. Please, go ahead.
Why do you want to know?
I was just thinking that our parents might have crossed paths at some point. They're both business owners. And we're both wealthy daughters of business owners, so there could have been events or parties where we met each other.
Parties? What kind of parties are you talking about? I've never attended any parties like that with my parents.
Really? You know, those parties companies throw for founding anniversaries and CEO anniversaries and such. Kids of influential figures like us usually get invitations to those events. When I was younger, I used to attend those with my dad quite often.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you implying that my dad and his company aren't important enough for me to be invited to such events?
No, that's not what I meant at all. Let's go back to my original question. How big is your dad's company? Tell me more. How many employees does it have? Is it a local, regional, or national business? Share the details.
Well, it's...
Don't worry if you don't want to discuss it. I can easily find that information anyway. In fact, I already did. My dad's secretary looked it up for me.
You did?
Yes, and it appears your dad's company operates only in Oklahoma. Oh, and it's mainly involved in junk removal. With around 20 employees, including family members. The company seems to have a good reputation in the local community. And no pending legal issues. That's nice, isn't it?
You're mocking us, aren't you? You find it amusing because my dad's company deals with junk removal.
Not at all. I'm not making fun of anyone. After all, everyone has junk that needs removal sooner or later. Interestingly, it seems my dad's company once used your dad's services.
Huh? Really?
Yes, and they're considering doing so again for a new project. It looks like your dad's company might get some business. from mine when this new project kicks off.
Oh my. Hold on a second. My dad was just talking about hoping this big contract would come through soon. Are you suggesting that the project he mentioned is with your dad's company?
Well, it certainly seems that way. It can't be a coincidence.
No. Wait a minute. This can't be true. Are you telling me that you, David's ex-wife, are the daughter of the owner of the company my dad might be working with?
Don't worry. I have no intention of discussing any of this with anyone at the company. Just because you're the person who was involved with my husband while we were married, and your dad needs my dad's business, doesn't mean I'd bring it up. I wouldn't tell my dad about something as unpleasant as that.
Really? You mean that?
Of course I do. However, I would like to meet with David one more time. After the divorce is finalized. Ending our marriage with just a piece of paper feels somewhat unsatisfying. Don't you think? I'd like to say goodbye in person and meet your parents too.
What?
Meeting Dawn's ex-wife shouldn't be a big deal, right?
Oh no. No, no, no. Please stop this, I beg you. Please don't attempt to meet my parents or bring any of this up. I'm pleading with you, please don't mention any of this to my mom and dad.
Marge, please. You have to hold off on those divorce papers.
What? Why?
It's about Clara. She was completely fabricating things. She claimed she's the daughter of a big company president, which is why I married her. But the truth is her dad's company is just a small junk removal business with 20 employees. This is a disaster.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a junk removal company. And you don't have the right to criticize her or her family.
You be quiet. I don't want to inherit that junk business. I can't stand it. And they're telling me that your dad's company is doing business with them, too. There's no way I'm marrying into that family. Their business is just embarrassing.
Oh, it's not a big deal, Dawn. Come on. Work is work, and private life is private. I don't mix the two, and neither does my dad, for sure.
Marge, I've been doing some serious thinking. Let's start over, you and me. I was a fool to cheat on you, and I won't do it again. My assignment here in Austin will be over soon, and I'll be back home with you.
Oh, please, don't. Don't try to sweet talk me after everything you've done and what's happened. Who in their right mind would start over with you after all this? Besides, I heard that your assignment there has been extended indefinitely. They say it's going to be permanent.
Excuse me? Permanent? How would you know that?
It's because there's a lot of paperwork that comes with divorce. Like insurance forms and such. I was trying to fill some of it out. And needed to call your company for information, so I heard it directly from them. I told them you and I are getting divorced. Because you cheated on me during your assignment in Austin. And I need to know if there's any paperwork I need to fill out.
You can't be serious.
Yeah, and then, the next day, your boss came over to the house to talk to me. He was incredibly nice and helpful with the paperwork. And he's the one who mentioned your permanent assignment. He assured me not to worry about you anymore. Because he's going to permanently keep you there.
My boss?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he knows who I am and who my dad is. He really didn't have to get involved in this situation. But he did, and he was extremely helpful. He was considerate, too. I can't thank him enough.
You can't possibly be serious. He told you I'm not going back to HQ? I have to stay here? Indefinitely? I can't go back?
Well, look at the bright side. You and Clara will be close to each other now, too. Indefinitely. I'm wishing you both nothing but happiness.
What am I gonna do? David says he wants to break up with me. I can't believe this.
What? Why?
He said he doesn't want to marry a junkyard girl. He says I misled him about my family, and he wants to break up. And we were supposed to get married. Now he says he wants to call it all off.
Oh, my. What a selfish man he is.
I know, right? He's just awful. And you know who else is awful? My dad. After he talked to Dawn, he actually called me an idiot for getting involved with a married man. And then he told me that he wouldn't help me pay the $50,000 to you for the divorce settlement.
Oh, my word. That's really a tough spot to be in. So, how do you intend to pay my $50,000? Will you take it out of your savings?
I don't have that kind of money in my savings. All I've ever done is help out at home and stuff like that. I've never had a job or earned a paycheck. The only money I've ever had is from my allowance. And $50,000 in my savings? I've never saved enough for that to happen. I spend it.
So, what are you gonna do? Are you going to try to get out of it?
Obviously, that's my only option. I'll just ignore it and get on with my life. Business as usual. And who actually pays settlement fees, anyway? After all, it's not like the one who got cheated on is automatically in the right, anyway. Why should they get paid?
Well, I really made the right choice getting that written statement from you both.
What?
It's a very good thing that I made sure to get both your signatures on that statement before. It clearly states that David's infidelity with you was the cause of our divorce, and that the settlement fee of $50,000 is direct compensation for that infidelity. It's all there in black and white, with both your signatures. The authorities aren't going to let you get out of it, I promise you.
Oh, no. You're right. I did sign that paper because David told me to.
Yes, you did. And I fully intend to make sure that you take responsibility for your actions with my husband. And if you try to evade that responsibility, I will speak with your father directly. I will tell him that his daughter is trying to break her promise to me.
You wouldn't dare.
From what I've heard, your folks are reasonable and down-to-earth people. I think they'll want to hear what I have to say. Who knows? Maybe if I talk to them, they'll take over your debt.
Wait. Please don't do that. Please don't bring them into this. Please. If they get any more angry with me than they already are, they might just disown me.
Then I think you know what you need to do, Clara. I'll send you the settlement fee paperwork today. And I'll be on the lookout for your payment. Soon after that, I sent the settlement paperwork. Obtaining that payment from her, though, took much longer than expected. I was informed that this delay was because Clara had been unsuccessfully attempting to get Dawn to contribute to it. At the same time, Clara discovered she was pregnant, and she and David decided to finally tie the knot. Her parents eventually agreed to take over her debt to me, and I ultimately received the payment I was owed. David left his previous job and joined his new father-in-law's junk disposal company to help repay the settlement fee. However, the family business doesn't offer a generous salary, and with the settlement money deducted from every paycheck, he's left with very little. Their newlywed living arrangements are far from ideal.